Good evening and welcome to the Swemp Electronics Football Alliance Division 2, and this is Matchday 16, and in this round only 10 matches left for the season, only 30 points. I don't think we can rule anyone out of winning the league yet, other than the fact that they are useless, but we'll see how they can get on in the matches tonight. I am joined by, how do I describe him? A legend of Championship Manager community, a
A
born winner,
giant.
a giant of a man, 19'4". I've I've stood next to him and stood on my own shoulders a few times and just about reached his nipples. It is Mr. Dimble. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Horse. Good evening, Swampers.
The good thing about that is there doesn't seem to be anybody else here, so I could have said whatever I wanted, and it's all good.
I
So
mean, yeah, you should have advertised the fact I was on, and you'd have had at least like my mum or something.
could have got to one, yeah, rather than zero. It would have been superb, wouldn't you? Yeah, got family members and pets joining for the chat just to see you in action. Let's have a quick look at last time's results. We had the split round, didn't we? So the very last game was Gondor getting a great result against Mega Horse, and yet again it was Diop scoring the goal. Sorry, gone. It was Diop scoring the goal. He's having a great season, isn't he, Diop?
Yeah, he's. I know he's one of your favourites now, just because of this. Really, and 10 goals is an outstanding return for pretty much anyone in the league, let alone someone that it looks like he could be a big man. So yeah, he's absolutely brilliant, and he's obviously one of those great Swemp character players that we get to know and love.
Indeed. And talking of great Swemp characters we get to know and love, Stu's on the chat. Good evening, Stu. I hope you are well
Even
today.
Stu.
Yeah, so great result. And then the previous day, we had it was a good day for the home teams, except the one you faced, of course, Boston, who you ended up coming from 2-0 down, was it, and winning the game?
I think it was 2-0 down. Yeah, I mean, I just want to clarify. Dan asked me to come on tonight. I didn't volunteer following this result. Um, I've not been hiding until I got a result. So I have been very, very poor this season, and I expected nothing but pain and misery going to Boston away. So to get a pretty amazing 3-2 win was very much welcome.
Very much so. And then Montella out for 3 weeks as well. Mr. Swan is here, the man who depresses Dimble every time he puts a stat out.
Yeah, evening, Swan. You're not good for my mental health, but welcome.
You're also telling me that basically that Ledis's performance was as bad as it gets, as well. Thank you very much.
No, it's good to know. In all seriousness, it's very good to know that I am the worst team, because then at least I can stop kind of sulking about it and just try and fix it. Because I just feel like I'm the worst team. And Dan's performance last night was historical, as we found out.
Yeah, I regret those stats. Don't regret a thing. Oh, we loved it. Yeah, I had to think it was superb.
Yeah, I mean, we might need to make sure there's no more spam in the future. So yeah, kick him out.
Kick him out. So look at this, 2 points clear now, Boston. It is really, really closing up. You go back 5 points, and it covers the entire top half. Another 4 points takes you to eighth. So you can tell just how close that top half is at the moment.
Yeah, it's really good to see loads of different names and some managers that we know quite well, all battling it out for what must be like the most glorious second tier title in the world. Um, and then, unfortunately, I couldn't support a better football team to be challenging myself. But at least I kind of pulled away a little bit from Fred West, and I'm hoping that Aussie's dream to really fall away badly now, because I do not want to finish in that bottom two. I'm determined not to.
Not in the bottom two, and then a 6 point gap though to 11th place. It is quite a gap. In fact, is it the biggest? It's the biggest in the table, isn't it? The gap from 11th to 12th. We'll see how they can get on. And Blues been a bit inconsistent since Rox has come in, but then again, Mr. Dunning, manager who obviously guided them to the title last season, It didn't quite work out this time round.
No, he's got a lot of well, most of our favourite players in that team. So I think Rox will be disappointed that he's not picked up a few more points, and looks like he's hit by suspensions tonight as well.
Just a three. Which
Yeah,
some of those have actually been covered in the team message tonight. Not all of them. So yeah, a bit of a shame there. But
yeah, there's definitely more potential in that squad than 11th, I would suggest. Although on paper, current ability wise and all that stuff, it probably is in the lower half of the table. I think everyone knows those players can perform well.
definitely, I mean, you look in the bottom half of the table and see Gondor. I mean, if they can beat Mega Horse, they should be top. But then we got Division Ali, of course. They're having a season of ups and downs, but at the moment, say they've been eighth for the last, eighth or higher for the last 7 games. It's going up for Steve.
Yeah, Steve's doing a good job, and he's obviously started well in the Super League as well. So I'm pleased for him. But I think he's kind of celebrating a bit too early. He could easily slip back down, so he needs to stay on it. Has he got a big game tonight away at Flamingos, or is it home?
I believe it is Flamingos, and what a run they're on at the moment as Fifey arrives. Good evening, Fifey. Yeah, for him to see what a climb it's been, a good run of wins, and Steve will be desperate to get a victory, or at least a point, and stop that run tonight for Flamingos. But after last season, Fifey taking over Flamingos and still not guiding that side to any points and helping them over the 100 goal conceded line this time round. A Penzaless team could be a bit different though.
He's got options though, hasn't he? I know he likes to say that he hasn't, but he's got options, especially up front. And if he can know how to pick a balanced squad, he'd be probably second or third at least.
Well, let's have a little look at tonight's fixtures then. So, Badgers Gondor, that's a game for the fans of cult heroes of the game. Blues and Sprungfelt. So, Blues don't have it easy tonight against Mr. Savage. Boston Fortuna. With Boston losing last game, that's could be alright, but Fortuna, one of the teams that the manager was sacked last week. Danglies versus Pelham, another manager that was sacked versus your own side there. Flamingos Division Ali, Grove, an Aussie's dream, and Red West Pacific, the other team to be sacked as a manager last week versus Mega Horse. So it is 5-9, but let's get started after a quick little look at last time it was Team of the Week. Ooh, look at this. David Nielsen in the team for Pelham, and he did play well.
He did. I nearly dropped him tonight. I think he's playing again.
He is playing, yes, and I was very pleased to see him in after last game.
Yeah, and people have been saying I probably should have played him more. He's not one I've ever got on with on the game. I know Forrester can be very, very good, and obviously Clive's my all-time footballing idol, so I wanted to give him some game time, but it's no fun losing, so I was willing to try anything to get some points on the board.
Looking through the rest of the teams today, I think Manighetti's unavailable for Boston, Vokolos is unavailable for Gondor. Anyone else who I can think of that isn't around today? Smuts is here. Good evening, Smuts. We've got Renson. There he is in there. He is playing very, very well this season. I still conceded more than 2 a game, but when you are a goalkeeper who isn't that good and your team is terrible, then at least the performances are showing that he's doing his best.
Yeah, he must be competent because he's busy, but he's doing it quite well, isn't he? So if he wasn't a good keeper, I'm sure that average rate would be a lot lower than that.
A long way down. Smuts is on silent, so apologies in advance. But Smuts, Mr. Savage is here. Mr. Savage, good evening. The assistant manager of that team that can't shoot or get a throw in, but of course manager of Sprungfelt. Today's games, we're not going to start with that game. We're going to play it later on. That's a throwing up your match first of all. We'll go to Blues versus Sprungfelt. Mr. Savage is here. So I haven't seen Mr. Rocks. If he is in, then tonight he has got a team in, but it was late, and There are two players who were selected, Walker and West, who are suspended, so there will be no subs. There will be no subs. Having looked at that and thinking about the two reasons. So the team for today, changes wise, Wellens is in, David Collins is in, Anthony's up front instead of Nunes, and who else have we got in the team? Barry Miller has come in to replace Taribo West.
That's a bit of a downgrade, isn't it? Like I said in the intro, this team got some really, really kind of some of our favourite players, and I know like Mark Anthony's one that's a bit of a legend up in the Scottish leagues.
And I know nothing about him really, but he
I
looks
just know
useful.
I just remember Boise banging on about him at one point, and he's one of them players that's just good on the game, even though he doesn't look like he's much special. David Collins is David Collins, and then behind that as well, you've got it's just a team full of kind of CMO 1-2 legends. So I think he should give Sprungfeld a game, even though the league position suggests it'll be no contest. It should still be a tight game, even with the missing players.
With plenty of missing players as well. Barry Miller comes in and he's named as captain. For Sprungfeld, the team is in. It does say Mike Duff is in with an injury. It's a poorly wrist. I mean, you sometimes see players going off early into a match because they've got a light injury. Let's hope it's not because of a wrist injury. It would be a bit weird.
Well, it's never because of the injury they had, though, is it? It's always something random.
Else.
So he'll go in with a poorly wrist and he'll come out with a broken cough or something. Not repeated. It's just one of the things where the condition goes down and they're just very susceptible to something happening. I'm a bit surprised he's included him because he has got other options. And he's centre back as well, which isn't even his natural position.
He is playing fairly well though in that position. Though the average rating isn't his usual very very best, but he's doing all right. It's the versatility that helps Duff, I think, to be able to play there.
Yeah, you can stick him literally anywhere, and I think he won't let you down. He will average above 7 in pretty much every position, apart from maybe goalkeeper or striker. I think he's just completely reliable wherever you stick him on the pitch.
Absolutely wherever he's put on the pitch. And Nedved with a giant run forward. We shall see where he goes there. So, prediction for this one?
Seeing the teams, I think it's going to be quite tight. I would suggest Sprungfeld by a goal. Be my suggestion. So I'll go with 3-2 just to make it entertaining.
I was, I think, pleased to see Nelson Cuevas getting some more games. I think it's good to see that he's played quite a few. I like Cuevas. I think he's, and I like the crisps, Cuevas, after last week's chats, of course. Here we go for this one. And Palacios, I think, has just hit the bar. Swan's going for 1-1. And
I joined halfway through last week, and I was missed all the preamble to the Snapchat. So there's nothing worse actually than logging on to Swemp an hour in and knowing that you're not kind of in on the joke, just trying to join in anyway. That's which is what I was doing.
And you did a good job of it, so that's why you're on tonight, because of your ability to improvise. We're half an hour in, and I'd say Blues have done most of the stuff here. Sprungfeld with Leathersforditis or Leathersford shootingitis, Mr. Savage is saying. And just for the record, we have not been discussing secret weapons, but 45 minutes into the game, I think Sprungfeld have hit the bar, but then Real Artie's gone down the other end and scored the opening goal. I would say the match on the whole has looked fairly dull, but the stats, Blues have been doing a very, very good job.
Very dominant first half display. Mike's golden touch on these teams has carried on.
I'm going to take the full credit for Leathersford not shooting. It's not his fault. I'm just going to look at these things here. Cuevas, potential knee injury at 79%. We've got Carlson with a potential knee injury at 88%. Mike Duff has only lost 4%. Saha, a potential thigh injury. And Alicia Debe with a potential groin injury. That's 4 plus Duff, who started the game on a potential injury as well.
Yeah, I mean, in that situation, you've got 4 of them, or 5 of them. it's probably worth not making the sub just in case the other ones pull up, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say,
If you
yeah,
make two
I
subs
think
and two
Cuevas
more
would
get
be the
injured.
one. I would be withdrawing Cuevas myself, but Tato would want him down to at least 12% before he'd consider it. I mean, no
He
one's
would.
no one's reached disappearing percentages at least today. That was
No, there's
incredible
been
last
no
week.
disappearing people. Yeah, I've never seen that before in my life.
I assume if we'd have let the game go, Hollaback would have come off injured the next minute. But it
I
just
imagine so. Oh yeah, well he tripped up on his way off the pitch. Is what I was thinking. Maybe like just fell into the advertising doors and cracked his rib or something, or banged his head. I don't know. He was passed out.
let me see my subs. I assume he was just struggling a bit with maybe the picture in the background, so I'm going on to this view instead just in case. But yeah, I mean, we've seen some odd things in the past. We've seen obviously some 0%, some disappearing percentage. Tomadeira at 101% in a save Quinton had done, and a game years ago on 97-98 when Stefan Givash was substituted for his team. I think he had him at Rangers, and then it could have been Newcastle, but he took him off, and then the game restarted, and a goal went in, and Givash scored. He must have been shooting as the substitute was made. It was very, very weird. But he managed to score
Yeah.
once the player was off the pitch. Done.
I mean, you just be happy for one of your subs to have a throw in, wouldn't you?
He'd be absolutely delighted. I mean, six for Sprungfellers. And 60 minutes, of course, yeah, with the chance to choose your minutes for substitutes. Mr. Savage going for 60. Blues were not looking to make their subs today. But they are doing very well. Agostinho with a chance there. Keem's just made two great saves in one go. 61, Savage. It's all gone wrong. Ratings wise, Keem on the 8. Lots of 6s. Lots of 7s. Yeah, I mean, probably fitness wise, they're doing okay, aren't they? To say that those 4 injuries are there still. I think that you can either continue, or is Bob Peters worth a run out? I don't know.
I mean, if you're
It's his
looking
birthday
positive,
today, by the
yeah,
way.
conditions great, but the performance has been absolutely shite. So he needs to do something anyway. Get some changes on. Come on, Bob Peters, let him in.
There it is, Bob Peters' birthday.
Happy birthday, Bob.
Yeah.
Robert.
I don't know if you've seen me doing the odd little retweet of Blibby the birthday balloon at the moment. That started popping up on Twitter. That's me trying to just chuck some random things out these days, some random facts of births and deaths and stuff like that, just because I feel like it, putting some strange characters in. I won't pretend to hide behind a no context account or anything. Carlson for learning.
Yes, of course you wrote Mr. Horse.
That's my actual name. Mr. Mega Horse, Mr. Mega. Yeah. Oh, 1-1, Man United and Villa. I don't know who scored first or anything.
Yeah, Villa have equalised. I've got my £5 free bet on Villa to win in 90 minutes.
No, there wasn't one. It wasn't one on Bet365 today, was there?
No, it's just a weekly thing. If you gamble enough, they give you free gamblings.
Oh, that's right. Because on Bet365, I will bet the free £5 things, but I certainly don't bet enough to get anything. My usual bet is less than 50p, but I still get the free £5 bets, and that's why my account's building up at the moment.
Yeah, well, Sky Bet wouldn't reward you for that.
No. We are going into the last few minutes, and this is looking like it's disallowed. Disallowed. Is Cochino playing tonight? That's a good question.
He's not. I don't think he's even in the country yet, is he? Or he might be in the country, but not registered. He's definitely not playing anyway.
Oh, there you go. Mike
They look really good though. Villa was looking very, very good before I came to log onto this.
Not registered.
Look at that.
Sprungfeld managing a shot on target. 7 throws apiece. Great win for Blues. They are starting to put things there, but nothing there. It's so frustrating, isn't it, when teams just, you think that they've got something about them, and then just nothing happens. There's a Steve
Thank the Lord for Quim.
I'm just going to point something out. Then I've just noticed something. This is a full house turning up for that match. Blues versus Sprungfeld, the full 60,000. have turned up for the match. Lovely stuff. I don't know why I've clicked on the table. I hate clicking on the table. Well, Fifey's here and Steve's here, so let's go on with their game. And a quick look here. Lovco just wants a new challenge, doesn't he? So he still wants that new challenge as ever. Yeah. Oh, what's your drink of choice there?
It's an interesting one tonight. I've obviously been at Grimsby, Pelham. I've gone for a Docks Beers, which is a local brewery, and it's called Never Say Die. 6% New World IPA.
Oh, yes. Yes, they're always of good quality there. I am currently on Jonathan Woodgate Vintage Countrysider from Lidl. And for next up, I brought along a Blood Orange Oval Beach Blonde Ale. So something a bit different there for something to try afterwards.
Yeah, it's just a bit tropical. This it's got a bit of a tropical fruity flavour, which is quite delicious.
Oh, fruity IPAs and things. Anything sort of the American ones. I don't know whether I think I prefer the sort of the West Coast ones, and then obviously New Zealand is one of my favourite ones. New Zealand IPAs.
Yeah, I don't even know what New World IPA means. Does it mean like?
I don't know where New World would be considered to be. I guess it's not the old world.
Well, it must be Grimsby Docks because that's where it was made. So, welcome to the future.
The future of beer. So we're on to this team to Originale. I almost skipped to the game by a complete accident there. I'm interested. Steve's changed his setup. He's got Peter Prosper up front, who, Peter Prosper is an interesting character. He's taken off more or brought on. So it's Australia and New Zealand. So that's why it'll be so good, because it's. Why do we ask? Why do we go? We don't know. Stu's the beer expert.
Well, yeah, I suppose I did think about that after I said it. So yeah, just pointing it out there, I knew Stu would come back with an answer. So thank you for that, Stu.
Martin Jurgensen, got to draw the attention to him. The fact that I put him in the team by accident. The hops used, the New World hops, I suppose.
Yeah, so Stu, just because I know you'd be interested, tropical and citrus kick from Magnum, Chinook, and Mosaic hops is a reminder that surrender isn't an option.
Well, let's see if the Originale can avoid surrendering tonight in this game. Steve's, I don't know how he's going to get through the whole team. Oh, it has been, yeah, it's still 1-0 apparently, the United Villa game. Still 1-0.
Oh well.
Torino 4, Fiorentina 0 was the result earlier on in Italy. And yeah, Vlahovic was substituted. Lucas Torreira. Lucas Torreira plays for them. No wonder they lost. They lost to a team that Dennis Pratt, or whatever he's called, from the old Leicester guy, was in the Torino side that won. Anyway, we'll go over to Flamingos. And for Flamingos, we all know the good news. The shocking news that a 9-match league ban was placed on Emil Penza. But if we do, just for the record, that there is there is precedent for it, that Stefan Bajnlik, on the second appearance of the season, was banned for 9 matches for punching somebody as well, or headbutting.
Yeah. Just on that, I think Penza's proved before that he's a performance enhancing drug taker. So it's probably the steroids that have made him lose his cool. So I'm just pleased that the cheating scumbag is no longer going to play. Will he even play again this season? He'll make.
Yes, he will return for the last 2. There are 11 matches to go. He's missing 9. Just to check the lineup there that have done this correctly, we have Cambiasso has been in to replace Archibald, and Inzaghi is in for Penza, with McPhee taking the place on the bench. So yeah, everything is correct there. There hasn't been a captain named, but if Fifey does want to name a captain over the next 45 seconds or so, I'm happy to put one in. In Liverpool, judging at the beer festival. Judging at the beer festival. That sounds superb. Trip to Liverpool.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
February. Though, no, I won't be going anywhere. I won't be going anywhere in February. Fortunately, life stuff will be in the way. I think.
Yeah, I certainly. I don't think I'll be allowed out for another 2 or 3 years. So, brilliant captain, and he's been named as captain, so it works absolutely perfect there. Fifey's response was the game's response. Lovely stuff. A predicting the Flamingos' continuation of this run, which we must just acknowledge, I suppose, before we kick off the game, that their run is it's more than 5 wins. It is 7 in a row.
Yeah, like, the run's been fantastic, and Fife deserves like some credit for that. Like, no doubt about it. But what is he doing with these players in these positions? I don't know if he's like trying to. I don't know what he's doing because he's got good defensively minded midfielders available, but he's playing Dyer there and not a very good left winger on the left wing and a good left winger on the right wing, and then defensive midfielders
And
at centre
Danny,
back. So it's just yeah. I understand that he hasn't got a lack of defence, but even with the midfield, you think like the balance of it would be a bit better. But he's been working, hasn't he? And he's
yeah,
been putting teams away, just with a
he
firepower
has,
that's up top.
based on a formation suggested to him by Maka. So we'll go on with this one. So yeah, that's pay for the hotel, travel, and all your beer that weekend. That is absolutely tremendous. Holovko takes the yellow card. He wants a new challenge, and it's avoiding a red. So we'll see how he can get on with that. Chances for Divisionale coming forward early on, 20 minutes in, and I would say that there's 1-0 popping in from nowhere. Inzaghi getting the opening goal. I was going to say that Flamingos were edging on ratings, but Divisionale looked more likely to score. Anyway, 10 minutes to go till half time. Rihalati's probably the only person really giving it a go for Divisionale. A yellow card for him though. He will take his rating down. Crossbar hits a crossbar potentially there, and with the last few minutes before half time, not much happened there. And you look at the ratings, the 1-0 lead is in the right place.
Yeah, definitely they've been the better team overall, and yeah, Steve's got a couple of players are letting him down. Oh, it felt like it was more dominant than that.
Yeah, it felt
So
like there
that,
were more
yeah,
shots.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, Steve's still in the match then. So a couple of tweaks here. Either at half time or on 60 minutes, and Originale could get back in the game at least.
I'm just trying to work out. I mean, I think the formation was probably the right formation to play that game. Fifey's not too happy with it. Just to let him know that there's no injuries on that side at all. And don't think the Originale are carrying any particular knocks here. Prosper knee injury. And did he hit the crossbar? Is the big question. I'm sure he did something. Prosper just over the crossbar. Right, okay. There we are. Thought it was going to be a rhyme of the century. Moas for Holovko.
Moas is an absolute. Is it CM3 legend?
Yeah.
He was definitely amazing on a game where he was younger than 33. So yeah, I imagine it was CM3.
I think it will be. Fifey says 72. Steve, what minute are you going to make your subs? Very good. Very good that Fifey's remembered, because I didn't. It's my own rule. Yeah, we just wait for Steve's minute so we can kick off and go on. He'll probably say just play through. It's always nice to be able to check your subs at some point during the second half, though, if the option is there. It was CM3 at America in Mexico, Club America. Lovely.
Is that the one where Aguanaga was also excellent? I know he's not too bad on this game as well, but I think it was an earlier. I think it was CM3 as well, where Aguanaga, you go and steal both of those.
Was he at America as well, or was he at Necaxa? I'm trying to think which.
He was in Necaxa, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah, or whatever they were being called, Necaxa, or whatever they be. But we're going to go to Divisionale at 70 minutes. So nothing's really happening in this second half. 8, 9, 70. But it's gone to 73, 74. Nothing happened, so both teams are making their subs on the same minute. And I suppose that's just that nothing was happening during the game. Steve going up first to make your subs because you claim the earlier substitute. Prosper is as he is, and Estai is just a bit tired ratings wise. it's not great reading, is it?
No, especially those attacking players. Yeah, you'd hope that Este could get on the ball in behind that midfield, and the 3-on-3 up top would prove kind of fruitful for Steve, but it's not happening at all.
No.
It's just not getting there. Probably the ball's not seeming to get to them.
Martin for Prosper and Martin for Jurgensen. Coming up for both. That's quite a sub. Stoltz's for Jurgensen. Oh, I like it. Oh yeah. I think speaking of Martin, I believe that next week, not this week, that Mr. Martin Peterson will be commentating on Division 1.
Oh, brilliant! I've been watching back some the first season that was on YouTube from the Super League, just because I'm a sad, boring cunt. But it's been really interesting. Obviously, Martin was sharing on his own at that point, and it's just been really good seeing some different names to what are in the league now, and how they're performing, the different formations that we use and stuff like that. Part of the not inspiration, but kind of confirmation that going narrow for me was that might work. So obviously, there's a couple of teams back then that were using it effectively. So it's just Martin did a lot of good things with the Super League, so I'm really pleased to see him involved with the Swemp.
He's
a
big.
I think he's got a good start as well, hasn't he?
Very good. I think it's 3 consecutive wins,
which is impressive. And he hasn't got one of the better teams in the league. I know it's a decent team, but it's not the best one, is it?
No. And I think the 3 wins, it's 1 league and 2 cup victories as well. So, if you can get some league performances, swap Boyan and Kuhl. Yep. Anything else? It's I wonder if there will be a sub here. Yes, there is. It's Dyer for Boyan, and are we going to see Barry Ferguson coming on at this point? Yeah, Barry, big boy Barry for Boyan Djordjic.
Yeah, so immediately that looks like a more balanced midfield to me.
It looks very strong, actually. Yeah, it does look. It's stronger than it was. Ambrosini there. Will he get a chance at Leathersford over the next few games? He's still in the 24. There were no changes to that, but you got to consider all of the 24 at the moment when no one can be bothered to get a throw in. And I think that's what gets me less. It gets me more than not shooting.
Well, to be honest, Dan, I may have noticed, but I'd imagine that 12 of the other managers or 10 of the other managers in the league probably wouldn't even clock that stat because you are who you are. One of the first things you noticed, and it's been torturing you all day, I can tell.
Absolute torture, definitely.
Yeah. But in general, there's a lack of throw-ins and corners in the league in general. I saw Loco.
He's brought on
one of the stats said Loco had got an average of 1 corner a game or something stupid. It's
one
ridiculous.
Corner. No,
I can't remember. I'm not trying to be Swan here. It probably wasn't 1 corner, but it was a ridiculously low amount of corners for a team that played 6 games. That was for sure.
If you've made the wrong sub, knowing that you still got time left on this game, not much time, would you just immediately go, well, it's been confirmed, but I'll sub him anyway for the player I wanted? He's all done, he says. But I might have been tempted to. I've done it wrong. It's been confirmed. I might have just been.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not going to make him.
I might have even considered taking off the player I brought on by accident and bringing on the other one at the same minute.
Ambrosini would make more sense with that backwards run, wouldn't it? But I think Ferguson's the better player for sure.
He is the better player, yeah. He definitely is. And it looks like Flamingos are pushing for a second. They're originally trying to hold on, but there it is. It's in from Inzaghi again. Who needs Benza? It is 2-0, and it's an 8th consecutive win for the Flamingos, who are no longer in the colours of Flamingos. Of course, they're beating the team in almost the old colours of Flamingos in an all-right match, but a good win for the home side.
Yeah, I say it's not really impressive, is it? But it's job done. And
it's functional.
5 feet, 8 wins in a row, not to be sniffed at in any form of the game apart from home save.
I've just been sent. I haven't. I think by the look of it, Alan Sugar has sent a message to Graham Norton, and it's like he's basically done Stan from Eminem. So I don't even know if that's any good or not, but we'll just have a look later on. Closer
A
than
lot of irrelevant
Smoke.
references there, I think.
Yeah, it's absolutely. I just no, it was just a friend had messaged me, and that was what I got. So we'll have a look in a bit and see if it's
Irrelevant person talks about irrelevant person with an irrelevant reference.
Although, if we can loosely link it to this, going through the Champ Mega Horse name, that the Shire Horses, Mark and Lard, did a version of Stan that they called Tony, and that was on one of their albums. So there is a very loose link, and I'm going to claim that.
Yeah, and obviously this is the Booth Stan Badgers as well, so
Yeah,
that's one other link.
it's absolutely a perfect link to Stan. In absolutely nowhere. Look, I only got 4 corners all season. What? Oh,
See,
this season.
that's
I thought you meant last
very-
season. I thought you meant like in 26 games.
Yeah, but that's 6 games and 4 quarters.
That's not very good, is it?
Yeah, maybe it's wrong. I mean, maybe it's not as good as we say. We just take these stats as kind of fact, don't we? But
Maybe he just puts his shots in and doesn't miss.
maybe he just fell asleep on his keyboard.
Tato's in. A team this week submitted by Scott, but I think it had been some negotiations between managers. I think they're really enjoying a bit of Swemp at the moment, and so Lee Young Pure in as part of a back 4, and there's no place in the first team squad there for Rayad. So what's the formation again? Yeah, a 4-1-2-1-2.
Yeah, you can tell who's picked the team by whether it's Jax or Ray are playing. If one of them's not involved at all. But he has picked Kevin Kyle, which is very surprising.
Yeah, I think it's possibly that Kevin Kyle's scoring record is pretty good. I mean, I know he got 4 in one cup game, which skews it a little bit, but he's playing all right.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad return. I mean, for a useless lump of shite, it's not bad, is it? But the team very good. The shape, I like the shape. The players look very, very decent. Famani's a bit underrated on the game. He's not one I've used loads, but when I have done, he's never let me down.
Very, very sad. Yes, he has dropped Rayard indeed. I just had to click on Landon Donovan. This is his second time he's been involved with the squad this season, and will he get a game? Who knows? Tato's on. I don't know if Scott is here, but we will find out afterwards. Gondor, one of the most consistent teams in terms of first team personnel, but one of the least consistent in the fact that they change their formation most games. Lineup change for this game is that Vokalos is suspended and Lalatovic has come in. Other than that, there's a huge sort of formation variance, and they're going for it.
Yeah, I mean the players you mentioned there, I literally have no clue who they are.
So Lalatovic is a Fortuna recommendation. Yeah, Fortuna recommendation in Lalatovic. He's useful. We had him in a joint save where we were managing Fulham and Cheltenham together. In there, Diop, I think we brought into the squad at that point. Obviously, we've just seen him earlier on. Who was missing? Vokalos. I don't know anything about Vokalos. He looks all right for a
he's got some decent stats, hasn't he?
Side maybe Division 1.
Yeah, he's one that'd get you up the leagues, I suppose, in terms of like a home save. Yeah, the reason we love Sons of Gondor is because Swan's a good guy. He's picked some interesting players. He plays interesting formations.
He hasn't.
Yeah. The way he picked them though was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the way to do it.
The voting and kind of suggestions. So yeah, just in general, loves the Sons of Gondor, and they're better than they should be as well. They're never disappoint in terms of performances. I think they beat me this season quite easily. And Chris Perry's in there as well, so something for Steve as well.
Hey, something for Steve. That's what we all want, isn't it? Although he's getting plenty this season. Not talking just about ladies, or lady singular, but about Dudley Hill. So this one, what are you going for the results today?
I think Badgers should be too strong. So, yeah, if you're making a sensible suggestion, it would be kind of 3-0 Badgers.
3-0.
But my heart wants Gondor to nick it with a Diop stunner.
Another one. Ronaldinho and Montella than the Baron brothers would be very different. Uh, the Baron, one Brazilian and one South African, the Baron brothers. Um, the Beer Barons. There's plenty of action going on. Remember, of course, it's Kevin Kyle scoring the opening goal. Remember, you can choose a minute of your substitutes for the second half, because the other managers have been doing so. And Bango's been sent off. Bango, and the result is gone. I mean, to me, at this point, you could probably fill it in from the players you've got on the pitch, that you might put Cart into defence and put Baron into defensive mid, and that will probably cover it, because you do need those three at the back at this point. I did say not for a lady C, you know.
definitely lady, just to confirm.
He's going for car back.
Lady.
Are we looking at that at the moment? Or is he on?
I mean, I would suggest having. Yeah, if it was me personally, I'd put two DMs in with arrows forward.
Yeah, I'd be tempted with Baron.
I don't know where these people play those.
Well, Baron's useful in the fact that he'll play quite a lot. I know he doesn't play defensive mid, but he plays pretty much everywhere. He's like a Stephen Reid. Stephen Reid with his one for defensive mid. But,
with an arrow on, he can play pretty much anywhere, I think. Yeah.
There we are. I can hear me.
He's gone for it. He's 1-0 down, I suppose.
2-0. No, he's 2-0 down. It's Carlos Jack scoring the goal, but it's 2-1. Aragon pulling one back. What a match this is. This is high octane quality. Yellow card for Koufre, who I've never ever got on with in the game, and it's, I don't know. This is certainly interesting from an outsider's point of view. Watching this one, this could go either way. The red card probably says to me Badgers are going to take this, but look at the attacks Gondor are putting in. The ratings also suggest Badgers. Half time it is, and 10 shots to 2. But of those, if no one is under 70, as is, no, they're all under 70. But what about the conditions? They are going as is. And what minute would you like to look again, Swan? And then, yeah, David Collins looks like he's sitting. That's Hersey. David Collins looks like he's taking a little bit of a knock. A little thigh injury. And we will do the sub for Koufre off for Milevski and put him at left centre back. Well, he is at left centre back, so that's all good. 60 minutes for Swan. Tato, do you have a minute that you'd like to look for your substitutes later on? Yeah, Koufre for 70. Swan goes 60 and Tato would also like 70. So I think he saw the condition and thought that was what he wanted it to be. 60 will do. 60 will do. We go to Gondor first. On the substitutes, Chris Perry's received a lecture. He's got for another degree or something like that. I say another, could be first. And subs are on their way, and it is 60 this time round. We have managed to stop at the correct minute. I say we, it's me. Aragon's tired, we know that. Diop's tired, we know that. Gardner has a potential foot injury though. 60 or 70. Who knows? And the ratings wise for Gondor is Chris Perry's on a 5, something for Steve, and Gardner on a 6 at this point.
Well, we all know he's mentally strong enough to get through it, so you might want to leave him on. I don't think. Well, I don't know. Like again, I don't know. I don't have a clue who these people are on the bench. So if there's a better centre half than Kevin and Perry on the bench, then
this subs bench is 2.5 of them are mine. I think this is Quinton and myself going for Batata in here. Kearney one is definitely mine, and Schwenk is also mine, but it's because of his likeness to Swemp.
The Schwenk electricals. Yeah.
Arrows for everyone into the box.
I mean, this is the kind of stuff we're here for.
There we are. That looks all right, doesn't it?
I mean,
Arrows.
I think Chris Perry wants to join in. I think
Chris Perry needs one. Yeah, it's getting dead straight on. We're making the subs here, so it's Schwenk for Aragon and Kearney one for Diop. Oh, that's a rarity of Diop coming off here. Kearney. That's everyone going. Well, I'm not doing Baron, but and Badgers at this point. Arrows of everyone back. Yeah, I mean they're playing well. They're playing well condition-wise. There's no actual injuries. Tato wouldn't care. He likes players to die, and yeah, I mean they're going all right. Landon Donovan time, surely. Time for Landy.
Yeah, he's the Boost Town's John Oster, who is very unlikely to see the pitch because we don't actually like him. Um, but he's a very good player to not see a minute. So why not get him on?
Yeah,
David Collins is usually a bit fragile anyway, so save his legs.
he's coming off for Cabello, and Donovan. He had the look of Iniesta about him, but with maybe a tiny bit more hair. And he's coming off as Easy Roberts, although I could also liken him to Cyril McDuff from Father Ted. I suppose it would be another person he looks a bit like. And there we are, a couple of subs. That means that they've made all three, and there's half an hour to go. We'll get to about player ratings for both teams. Hersey with chances. Oh, save! In fact, it was either a great save from Mail Baron, or it was a block from Baron. I don't know, but something happened, and the Gondor players are going to be subject to some huge counter attacks. You'd imagine. It's I don't know, very tense. Not much actually going on, but the Gondor players, yeah, look at all this time passing by. Will they get another chance? I'm going to say no. And there's a final whistle. All that for, well, I'm not going to say nothing, for holding out the game as it was. Carlos Jacks takes man of the match. Badgers dominating the shots. And that's what shooting looks like. That's Leadersford's total for the season by the end of 26 games.
Yes. I mean, typical Gondor, entertaining even in defeat, and 3 shots on target seem like a lifetime of entertainment. So thank you to Swan and Gondor.
Incredibly quiet in that last half hour. You're absolutely right. And good game, Tato. Well played. Carlos Jacks playing well. Firmani winning all 6 tackles. William Vialli winning 7 out of 10. And yeah, no one else could match that on the Gondor side. Just to check your dribbles. Of course, you can check all the stats at home anytime you like, but no one really impressed with that. Love your work, Swan, in all aspects of the game. It's Red West versus Mega Horse. I'll be back in a second because I need to go and visit the water fountain. See you in a second. You can just tell us what's going on, Mr. Dimble. I'll put you on the team and you can have a little chat.
Well, from the squad page there, you could see a lot of the Fred West Pacific are unhappy with the manager and the regime. They've got different ideologies, I think. It's on strikerless, which is interesting, although I do quite like the arrows. No DMCs, no strikers. I suppose Duggan's been out to entertain all season, hasn't he? So not surprised he's done something a bit batshit crazy. A lot of shins, a lot of G's, a lot of keys, a lot of she's, and a lot of shit players. So I imagine Mega Horse will romp home with their epic girth. I've got nothing else. Who's your favourite Fred West player, guys, apart from She? We all know she's electric.
And 7-2. 7-2 to Mega Horse. There must be a theme around that. We'll have to investigate why that's the case. But Duggan is here. Good evening, Mr. Duggan. She is back from suspension after 2 bans, is it, this season so far? 4 matches in total. But yeah, it's interesting to see here. We've got 2 subs who've not played at all this season. Ryu Woon Yul. Yeah, not much impressive stuff.
That is one determined piece of Korean turd.
Siu Chung Cheng. Is it a 27 minute? That's fantastic. I didn't even notice that. But really determined to jump, but can't. That's one way to put it there. And agility 10, but jumping 2. You'd think if you've got good agility, you might be able to jump, but
Yeah, it's always amazing to like when you put stats like that together to imagine what they would look like running around on the football pitch.
they can throw themselves around, but can't do it upwards.
Trying really, really hard as well.
Stew. Yeah, I mean, look at the unhappiness in this squad. Remember, this is one of the teams where the manager was sacked. I'm just checking on these things that actually need updating here. Kim Byung-ji, no. New contracts. That's someone who's actually happy enough to sign a new contract with the club. So good news there. 70 grand signing.
Ryu.
Yeah, sure you can. Shin wants clarification. How do you get on with Badgers? Yeah, well, Badgers won, Scott. You've just missed it. If you go back and watch your little bit while we just build up this match, if you want. It was a good game until the subs were made, and then it looked like it was going to be amazing, and it wasn't.
But it wasn't.
Yeah, so the Red West team going in there with their final 2 players in their squad getting into the lineup for the first time. Ihara is captain. At Mega Horse today, the team has one change. Kostajic, who wants a new contract, is back from what I think is probably an injury. Or is it a ban? Injuries, it's not an injury, so he's had another ban. First ban for 3 yellow cards. And he's in, and he's come in for Chi Hon, who's on the bench. Captain is Kohler, of course. I haven't changed the captain. That means last game I played Chi Hon captain and Kohler was in the team. No wonder we got beat. That's my own fault.
Does it matter? Yeah, but yeah. Does it?
Yeah, and Kohler's the greatest player in the world.
What about his regen?
It'll be Krug to comment on how he's doing. Chi Hon. Nah, he might come good. He's out of all the regions I've ever seen, he's been the only one who's actually been quite good. So let's get into the game. What do you reckon?
It should be a massacre. Yeah, I think Dynamo Mega Horse are going to go a bit Tom Cruise on them. Machete them to bits. So yeah, I think it's going to be 5-0.
I would love it. Just for goal difference and goals scored. The commentary will be on slower because the manager has just come back as a new one. But Red West holding out for the first few minutes. They've limited Mega Horse to no shots. Great, thanks. A chance. Oh, it's a save and another save being made there. Kawaguchi. The chances are starting to come through from Mega Horse at the moment. Yuskoviak with a chance there. And then down the other end, Red West bring the ball to safety and have a go. A yellow card from Marcelinho. And at the moment, Hattori's been booked. I think this game is... Yuskoviak finally gets the goal. So it's definitely at least that they can shoot. Fanji is taking...
Does that come from a throw in, that goal?
Probably. Yeah, that'll be the ultimate thing. Winner stays on. Would be an interesting one, wouldn't it? Winner stays on. It would just be the way.
Oh, it's a goal!
It's 1-1. Nakayama just before half time. And Kaluzhny's having a nightmare. But it takes one shot. Look at that.
Look at that magic number there. Look.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get beat here, just to kind of compound the misery of your champ week.
It could happen. What minute, Mr. Duggan, if any, would you like to make second half subs? And if you now you're here, I know when you weren't going to be on, you were going to be not making subs, but because you are here, maybe you might. Juskowiak's going to be the half-time sub, replaced Duggan's just going to go to the 90, full on all the way. Ulf Kirsten is going to come up front for Juskowiak, who has scored the goal, but he is injured. How much admin? There'll be no admin at the end of this round. It will be purely on to... I don't know.
Although you have missed a couple of contracts being offered out, which is a little bit of admin there for you, just to keep you wet.
Strikerless heroes, of course. I'm going to 65 minutes, by the way, on the substitutes. So Heikenrauch pushes she. I'm sure that said he seems to have got away with it. Ulf Kirsten has missed the target. Moses Kirsten with a chance. He's getting involved, isn't he? But not really a lot going on. And with the subs on their way, something's got to be done. Chances again, more saves. Kawaguchi making a save for 64. Coming into 65 minutes there. Let's go on 1 minute early, but it will say 65 on the subs. Quite frankly, they're boring me again. But will anything come out of this? We're going to make some changes here. Collision is going to go into his more natural position. Moses is going to move along, and Yashvili is going to come for Tobias Villi.
I'd pull Willier, yeah, definitely.
So there we are with a change, and they've been said let them roll. So there we are. Oh, Fanji to come off when you get a second. Yeah, I'll do that. I will do that. Yes, I'm happy to sort you some out there, Duggan. Fanji coming off. Who's going to come on?
One of those ones, I think.
Is there a centre back on the bench? There we are. We've got Ryung Roll, whatever.
What are we shit? Go back onto him. He was Shin, is it?
Shin's terrible, isn't he?
Shin. Oh wow, it's not quite level. Who was it that played in our league last year that was really bad? The centre back. Oh, you'll remember.
Oh yeah, from Ewan Rovers.
That's right, yeah. The pink and yellow team, yeah. He's nearly as bad as he was, I think. It's very close anyway.
I'd love to remember.
Definitely rivaling for the worst player I've ever seen.
And Wayne Wasilichin and Kevin Langen is absolutely terrible. But I will. Is it like a McSomething? Is that his name? I can't remember now.
I thought you'd remember that. I'm a bit disappointed, Dan, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Ewan Rovers, who won the cup, remember, last season.
He was that had like one marking and like 10 passing.
Chris McSomething, but I can't remember if that is. I might have just completely made up his name. 1-1, a few minutes to go. It's gone down to slow commentary yet again. And it's another chance for Red West. I think they've got a good chance of taking this game.
He was clean through.
They're right on the attack here. We've got 10 minutes left. Nothing going on from Megahorse in the second half, and it looks like there could be at least a draw. Late chance, maybe. One more. And an injury to Jurgen Kohler, compounding the issues here for the team. Chihon will come on. It's shocking. And a good draw being forged there from Red West again. Kawaguchi, superb.
I love it. Frisky from the Red West boys. And even the shit teams are playing well tonight.
They are. Look at that. They've one shot on target. It's gone in. Nothing Hildebrand has done this game has been useful and a great point for them. I mean, the defence have played very well. Ihara with an 8 and Hattori with an 8. He's put in 2 8s all season, but the tackling has been superb there. And got to give a lot of credit to the Red West. A better result for them, I'm sure. Champs, just outdone by some good tackling there in defence is what I'll say. Red West can be proud of that result, and this is going to kill. So, Chris Pratt-Williams asking to be released. I will do that in the next bit, indeed. He's got very small feet, hasn't he, Chris Pratt-Williams, apparently. We are going to go to Aussie's Dream against Grove, the light blue and white derby. So, Aussie's Dream, a change of formation today. 3 at the back, 4 in defensive mid, and just the 3 players over the halfway line. Well, except the runs, of course, we'll take them there.
I think that's too many runs, isn't it? That's more runs than you need. And I
Eight
can't believe that
players.
Smuts gone away. Yeah, Smuts has changed, hasn't he, since we've started to get to know him. He's completely changed the lad. I can't believe he's gone to wing backs, less than four at the back. Actually, tactically adjusting and thinking about his players. So yeah, it's strange to see. I would just say it's got too many arrows. Like the shape kind of works, but
Yeah, the daggers going forward. There's a lot of attacks going forward
yeah, it
with that.
usually means that people are out of position. I think more than they should be. So yeah, it doesn't usually work, but to be fair, not much is going to work for this set of useless cunts, is it? So.
And Steve sums it up with yuck. What's this and where's the real smuts?
Exactly. That's the point I was trying to make, Stu. You put it better than I did.
So with Stu's team, just one change. Oh, Van Rent. Everyone loves a bit of this. Oh, fantastic. This is what we need. With the Berkovic injury that Sean Davis has come into the squad for today, he's just on the bench, and we'll see how they get on today. So it's always an exciting team, this, for a Portsmouth side, to be honest.
Yeah, he's managed to make Portsmouth interesting, which is it's difficult to do. And he has got some good players in there. I don't like the amount of arrows again, because I think when you've got all four across the middle with arrows forward, it doesn't tend to work. It hasn't done for me when I've tried it. But those players all want to be kind of bursting forward, so I can see why he's done it.
Just gotta hope.
But yeah, it should be enough. Yeah, it should be enough to kind of to break this, or to kill Ozzy's dream, I suppose.
It's a lively opening can. Nice enough taste to it.
Which one's this one? Is it the same?
It's the
Just
blood
Jonathan
orange
Muggy?
one. This is the blood orange Oval Beach Blonde Ale, Saugatuck Brewing Company. And where are they from? They're from where it's brewed in London by USA, imported from Saugatuck Brewing Company in USA. You can tell it's USA because it's a 355ml can.
How many games have we got left? Is it worth me cracking another one open?
Yeah, it's 3 matches left.
Sweet.
Drink, Mr. Horse. Yes, I can. I can drink at home at the moment. It is lovely. Anderton wants a new challenge. Robert wants a new challenge. And we'll get it into these to look at these bits here. Yeah, Mr. Savage. Yeah, it's okay. I can actually have alcohol at home now. It is much better.
This is another interesting one.
Ooh, right, yeah, I'll have a look.
It's Doc Spears, same
True
company.
Grit.
What does that word say?
It's upside down.
That one.
Oh, is it a quake? Or whatever you call them.
Quake.
It's something like a quake or a quake maybe. Yeah.
KVEIK
Yeah.
IPA.
It's got like a nice
Norwegian
name to it.
farmhouse yeast.
Oh, look at this. So is it Norwegian? You said Norwegian stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Norwegian farmhouse yeast that's tough as the landscape it comes from.
Whenever I've had one, they tend to taste very nice. Stu saying that Saugatuck are from Michigan. It's a nice setup. A prediction for Grove versus Aussie?
4-0 Grove.
It's a yeast strain. 4-0 Grove. Sounds like it's going to be a bit of a yeast strain on Aussie's dream. As they're 1-0 down within 3 minutes there. Darren Anderton, who wants a new challenge, gets himself a goal. It's 1-0, yellow card.
Well, he won't find himself any challenges today, I don't think.
And it's 2-0. Andrew Cole is his comfortable lead so far. Cole got it to an 8 and then straight back down again to a 7 on Shway offside. Patrick Berger's hit the bar. It's looking celebrating the goal because the colours, I suppose. Yeah, is there a slight difference between the colour of Aussies dream the colour of Grove when they're at home. I'm not sure if it's the exact same blue. It might be. It should be the
Looks
same.
very, yeah,
It's
it looks
very
very
similar,
similar.
isn't it? If it's not, and you think, why have they got two colours that are so alike? One last chance before half time. Nope. And Wood here. Good evening, Wood. Knowledge of ale is unreal. Yes, Aussies dream no shots but two throw-ins. Well, no shots on target. Anderton and Cole. They're looking good all round. Remember
I'll
to
just say I've just got a direct message off Swan with a screenshot of every locomotive game just to prove that I've 4 corners all season. So just to clear my name, like we ever doubted him.
Stu, when would you like
4 corners in 6 games.
He's going for no subs in the first half, Stu, but when would you like your subs in the second half? Kaka's taken a knock, and Morales as well for these. And Smuts, let us know when you want your second half subs making 4 corners. Renson on a 5. That's the difference between normal. Stu's going for 65 minutes. It has been both shots on target have gone in, and it's very rare for we talked Renson up, didn't we? And that's the issue. Romo for Zedda. That's the right team there. So Zedda coming off for Romo. Is there a second sub? And what minute? We'll just wait. 69 minutes. There we go. Right. Okay. See, there's the minute have been announced. So get on with these. We'll be seeing. I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing Dario Silva. Obviously not 100% confident, but it's likely, isn't it, that Dario Silva will get in on the action towards the end of the game. 4 minutes between the two sides for their subs. Onshway going forward again, but not much going on for Aussie's dream. An offside given, and we are approaching the subs. There's the call for Grove. 67 it ended up being, so it'll be 2 minutes. But I will make it there. It looks all alright still. 7s with a couple of 8s. No one really suffering. Canu coming off for Dario Silva. And any more, Stu? We've still got some subs left. We might not win this one. That's quite possible. 2-0 down with 20 odd minutes to go. But you never know. You never know. Because we've seen some dramatic turnarounds. None less than the final match of last season in Division 2. Merson for D'Alessandro. Dalgety Rangers losing the league with pretty much the last kick of the season. And is that it from Stu? I'm going to take it to 69 minutes anyway. If he did have a third, so we can make it at that point. There we are. 5s, Brown, Radoy. Because Dimple's boring voice is on, does that mean we're on last? Yeah, Kaka's on 76 now.
Such a charmer, isn't he?
He's a lovable rogue. A lovable rogue. We shall see how this goes now. I'm just trying to think. Will Smuts be making changes? You imagine. Kaka's coming off Mads Bayerholm, and will there be a second sub to make a third sub technically? Will he get lucky, or will he be after a bit of A-Bay? There's no starts there. Yordnos, no starts this season at all. Give it another 10 seconds or so based on the chat. There we are. He is coming off for Steve Brookstein. So will he get the goal? Last 20 minutes. They're going for it. Merson with a chance as he's just come on. 2 up top. It's a bit late for...
Oh, fucking hell, Smuts.
Yeah, let's go that now. Yeah. It's just a few minutes to go. Cole's missed the target. A goal. That's your... Yes. And chance late on Grove. Hanging out 2-0. And Smerteen takes man of the match. It was the ratings look pretty solid. And Renson's back to an 8 by the end of the game after making 3 saves in the second half. It's almost like they rated him well.
He's been good, hasn't he? He's been really good in terms of his ratings. He's obviously conceded a lot of goals to go with it. He's been decent.
Yeah, he has indeed. And no stats really stand out from this game. Did you have a shot? Yes, you had a shot. But so here we are. We're on to Dangley's versus Pelham. We're not on to Dangley's versus Pelham. We're on to Boston Fortuna. Boston going into this game. Steve falls for the smuts joke. We know it's not Steve Brookstein. It's Shane Ward. But,
we just out of interest, can we see who injured Montella and which Grimsby hero?
Yeah, will we be able to see anything? I'm looking for Green on here, which picked up a knock. So nothing really reported on it, sadly. But the team for today, Dianigi up front on his own, and the rest of them packed inside their own half for a lot of it there. Glory to the Blues, indeed, Rox. Yes, a win to Blues tonight, again, against a good side.
Yeah, very impressive performance, that one. Neil?
It's alright, isn't it, the Boston side? They're versatile. Their players can do a few different jobs, and Firmani is, again, solid.
Yeah, he's got a lot of players in his own half, which is what he likes to do when he's lost a game. It's his default response is to put everyone in his own half. But Dianigi is not Montella, so he might need a bit more than that to dig him out in this game.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a tough one against Fortuna.
It's a decent season for him so far, but he's certainly, in terms of Montella, league-wise, Montella has been a lot better. So we look into the Fortuna team, and they've had to re-pick their squad for today because it's been a new manager coming in. The same person, of course, but sacked. Selness wants a new contract, and he's not greedy. Mark Kerr wants a new contract, another £875 a week. And he's not wanting a new contract. Nakamura isn't either. So we push on to the team there, and it is the same lineup that played last game, which was a win, even though they were sacked.
That's bizarre, that, isn't it? Getting sacked after a win.
Is that what happened to what's he called? Farker, was it?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I mean, they must obviously made the lineup beforehand, as did the Fortuna board by the sounds of it. But it just proves that kind of editing the database so heavily is going to throw up random shit like that, because that shouldn't happen, should it really?
It's a decent season for Romeo up front. He's got 8 goals so far, and there he is, the best defence in the league before the sacking. You're not wrong, Quinton. Turns up for this one. Umit Davala with a reasonable performance this season, and Peralta is getting a bit more involved despite the fact his rating is so low. But who's going to win this one?
I imagine it's going to be a low scoring draw, so I'll go 1-1 is my prediction.
Scoring draw.
But I'm not bothered.
And you can see that the Fortuna have come in because the text has gone slow again. So at the Casa de Merda, it is still 0-0, 10 minutes in, not a lot happening. A yellow card for Ejiofor, and then some play coming forward for Fortuna back down the other end, and not really the shots coming in. Umit Davala taking down Zeraberto, playing in the ball, but nothing coming of it. Then Romeo missing the target. Half an hour in, it's very tense here, isn't it? We've got just half an hour. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this game, to be honest. Not a lot's going. Zeraberto thought, hey, it's a goal for Romeo. He scores the opener. If I just say nothing's happening, something will make it more interesting. So I will practice that a little bit more. Half time we go to. Wooder, I must apologise. You actually did. You did ask me.
Yeah, you asked me too.
And I said
did think
yes.
about it.
I said yes, but I forgot. genuinely forgot, and that's not good. We'll have to do like an Easter competition there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
similar story for me. I was thinking about it for about an hour afterwards, and then it left my mind and didn't come back.
incredibly similar ratings. I mean, there's only one rating total difference between the two sides. 60 for subs if no injuries, and there's been. I'll just do the standard 60-minute check for Boston. There's
Just
no
off the
injuries.
toilet.
That's okay. No injuries for either team. Nothing particularly special. Larson, though, 6 tackles out of 6. He's doing a good job there. Nobody is standing out. We're going to go to 60 minutes. I do have an idea as well for the Masked Singer. So, Dimble's going to do Forget You by CeeLo Green. We're into the second half, and we'll go to Fortuna first at 60 minutes. Yeah, it's quite a. Yeah, we hadn't been. Yeah, I thought we didn't get a reminder. I guess that's why I forgot. But it's disallowed. Peralta it was, who scored, and now sevens for everyone apart from Keem, who's on the wonderful 8, and it looks like this. Yeah, I don't think anyone's injured still, so everyone's on 7 outfield. Who will it be? Will there be any subs? I mean, Jordi Addis is probably the strongest of the subs, but Selness could also come on and do a job. It's it's still 1-0, but Peralta's had a goal disallowed as well.
Yeah, he ran off celebrating, but the linesman said, "Forget you." But he has got it. Yeah, he's got it in his soul.
Or did he sing the rude version? Hughes, Glendale Hughes. Now, I don't. He's one of these players who will interest you, Hughes, because his best positional rating is 15. So somewhere he will have not a 15.
A 20-ish.
Yes, should be something like that. So Hughes comes on. He got 19 finishing, and he's come on to play in that position there. Other than that, leave it as it is. A quick check of Boston. Nobody's below 75%, so we go on at this point. And this isn't that Sammy's just going to do What's New Pussycat. Is that not Fifey? Romeo's just missed the target again. This has been a very, very close game, blacking up for Afroman. It's 1-1, and it's Matarazzi scoring. Umit Davala with a late chance. And this is all playing into Flamingo's hands, isn't it? And Badgers will be going level on points at the top of the table. If it stays like it is, will there be a late goal? It is. It's that's Amore, and it's disallowed. Oh, that's the song. That's the song Gracie should have done at this point. But
Amore.
yeah, look at that. It was an interesting last few minutes of that game. Fortuna, the better side throughout the match, but Boston just don't know when they are beaten. I mean, suppose you at some point you have more than a feeling that they're going to get back into the game. And there they are with the 1-1, as you said. Good game.
First prediction right of the night. So at least I got one before my own game as well.
And
he's got some solid defensive minded players there. So it's not surprising he kept Fortuna down into so few chances. But it's annoying, isn't it, when he does that? It's so annoying.
We're all going to guess each other, but that would be just fun to actually do it in the first place, see what sort of masks people can make. That would be the entertainment of it. We go to Danglies versus Pelham. A quick look through the squad now. The new manager has come in, Woodrino in charge, and I don't think there's anything to look at there. The other Boston song, so we can do another fun for me. Boston must have some other tunes. I just can't remember what their songs are, to be honest. I know a few Kansas songs. But it's alright. I mean, Dangley's back on with their heavily built up over the left hand side kind of team that has guided them to lower mid table obscurity.
Yeah, it's been a wet fart of a season, hasn't it, for them? I've played five-a-side with Gary Croft, so I quite like Gary Croft. Jamie Lawrence is also ex-Grimsby, but he was a twat. And they've left a big Dean Gordon-sized hole on that right-hand side there.
Ready for him to
Um,
pounce.
he is the main man, so it's almost like he wanted me to win. So we'll see what happens.
Blimey, they've got a song called Foreplay of Boston, apparently. Uh,
Well, they've got one called 10 play in our own half.
Wouldn't it be great? The masked voice competition where everybody just might. Stu's mentioning foreplay as well there. I'm not. I'm not doing foreplay with Stu. Sadly, we just go straight to it. But it'd be an interesting match. Top rated player and scorer in the league though for Dangley's. Mutu, that must be. We'll have a little look at him before the game starts off. Mutu's been playing very, very well. Your own side here. Yeah, very. I mean, what's it? One change, isn't it? It's Thorpe in for
Yeah, I
Hughes.
think Thorpe. Yeah, Hughes did nothing when I gave him his chance, and Thorpe did something when he came on. So
Thorpe scored,
I
didn't he,
just, I
immediately
just went,
after coming
yeah.
on? First goal of
Has
the
he
season.
scored? Yeah, I know he got 7, but yeah, I forgot he scored. But the rest of it, no, he
It
didn't
was
score. He didn't
one.
score.
It was the minute after he came on.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've got a couple of okay players in there, but it is mainly a load of shit. And I wish I'd have, I don't know, done one of them fake concepts where they just had players in there like Grimsby +5 and then just picked some world class players like Ndiaye and stuff like that. But one thing it has done is every goal and every point has been celebrated, and every loss has kind of been forgotten about within a few seconds. So in that sense, it's been pretty good season so far.
Yeah,
I want to pull away from the bottom two schmucks.
it's been great fun. Menno Willems, Steve remembers some great saves with him when they played down at the park and he'd be in goal. It's really good
Well,
there.
if you're using goal against Menno Willems, you'd be either fixing a broken hand or fetching the ball because he just smacked it so hard
Like
that
a Tetty kind of player for shooting then.
yeah, he's used to whack free kicks like he was early Ronaldo, but he certainly wasn't. It was good. It was good fun though. He thought he was an absolute baller.
It makes it more entertaining, doesn't it? So, look at this, but Dangley's Pelham, are you going to get anything out from this one?
Probably not. Probably not. But it would be very satisfying to beat them. So bring it on. Let's go.
Bring it on, and we do go with the game now. And of course, it's slower commentary again because of our third sacking. Lee Hughes with an early chance. Castle Grayskull welcomes you to one of our bot camps. Vom.ung. Lee Hughes with the early goal.
Murderer.
These are the crowd chants coming in at this point. It's Mutu with a 10th goal of the season. Just have a look at Mutu there. 10 in 10. What a season he's having. And again, looking like he'll be scoring an 8 plus on this one already. It's half an hour in. All sixes, and Appleton drops to a 5 for Pelham. He's now taken a yellow card as well. It's almost like they preempted that. Vance Warner having a nightmare as well for a bit. And really, we know where the points are going as Lee Bowyer makes it 3. Well, Smuts asking if Wood has seen any Super League recently. Smuts has been watching for about 10 games.
Smuts is doing that thing where he asks people because he's won a game. So he asks people what they think.
No, mate, I cheated and they kicked me out.
We all know Wood watches it every week, by the way. Just to clear that up. He clearly watches it every week, or at least skips through to see the results.
Pelham, I mean, look at you got throw-ins at least. You got to be pretty happy with that. Woodard, let us know what minute you'd like your second half subs to be, and if you are going to make some. If you're not going to make any, we can skip straight through for you. They're playing well. They're not having to do much. And Mutu again, very very lively. Lee Hughes with a goal. and an assist. Um, and then we look at your team, and yeah.
Oh God, that's ugly. Right, we'll make some changes just because there's no point in not. Can we go 3 a.m.s and just like shift Thorpe to the middle and Houghton up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burnett centralised, or
Uh, yeah, go on then. Why not? And oh God, yeah, I'll just take off Nielsen for Forrester, and that'll do for now.
yeah, Nielsen on a 5. And what minute would you earn for your subs?
89, please.
This is where Aidan Davison gets to go up front for injury time and scores. So the subs wise for the second half is it's just going to be we are playing through till 89 minutes because there's no subs for Wooder. He's just going on. They are 3-0 up and they're doing very, very well. Tato with his use of commas, unreal and disturbing. Steve picks me up on my use of commas as well, but that's exactly how I use mine. He does, doesn't he? He picks up when I use the comma before someone's name.
Who does?
Steve. He's just picked up on Tato. He's picked it up on me as well.
Well, he just replaces spaces with at symbols when he's had more than 4 cans of Magners, so he can't talk to anyone about punctuation.
He replaces full stops with spaces sometimes as well, but we love Steve. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're going to make some changes here. You've got the 89 minutes, and
it's just a shame we've not got someone more interesting on the bench or anything. We'll stick Aidan Davidson up front and take off Burnett.
is this
And
Poughton?
Yeah, just do a front two. Sorry, just do a front two.
Front two.
Yeah.
So just put him up there.
Yeah, and then that'll do because I think Appleton's going to be banned the next match anyway, so we might as well get a red.
And will there be a late chance? Oh, no, yes, no. Oh, over the bar. And they miss, but Davison comes on, gets a 6, which is higher than Appleton, of course. And, yeah, no shots on target, but 3 shots at least. Take it as a compliment. Lovely. You got me there. Wonderful. Dangley's playing very, very well again. Mutu with another 9, another goal. Tony Adams played very well. That was probably Dangley's most accomplished performance of the season.
Yeah, they obviously like the new manager more than the old manager. I think it's a shame because we all loved what Woodard did last year, and you just cannot get behind this set of absolute bastards, can you? So,
well, I prefer them to a Liverpool concept.
I don't. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
But
most of these people have committed grievous acts.
Yeah, 4 and go. Woodard's use of an Oxford comma is, I mean, it's correct, but I don't like them. I don't like Oxford commas. It's got to be said. Yeah. Anyway, so you vote comma and go. Yeah, I mean, the fact is, Vance Warner improved to a 7, Poughton got to a 7, and Jamie Forrester actually played a 7 at the end, so it wasn't all horrendous.
It was pretty bad. I mean, yeah, I think
used to chucking the name in as we. Well, a team hit 3, and it took Dangley's on the last match to get there, and the table is just. It's just a load of nonsense now. Look at this, 5 points between the top 7 still, but incredibly, Badgers level on points with Boston at the top. Flamingos just behind. Grove, Mega Horse, Sprungford, Fortuna 5 points back to Dangley's in Divisionale now. Gondor and Blues on 20 and a 9-point cushion now over the bottom teams. It's really tightening up.
Can I make a request? Can I play the the playoff match if I get if I finish in that fifth on
It will.
bottom.
I'm sure it will be played because of the timings of something. Yeah, we can manage that. Player stats: Mutu at 8.3, and second is Montella, and third is Inzaghi. That's got Renton up to fourth now, and Chilavert in fifth. Goals: Mutu is one player of Romeo. Patrick Berger at Zowley and David Collins following. Patrick Berger 8 league goals this season. Fantastic. And how do you chase history? History's in the past. I'm just asking that question there. History's in the past, the future's now, is what someone said once. But clearly the future isn't now either. But yeah, and a quick look here. Assist: Darren Anderton on 10 assists. What a season he is having. Other key ones: Neil Scally's 8 yellow cards, with Taribo West on 7. And red cards: Scally and Wellens, 2 of the same team. Curtis Woodhouse, still bitter memories. And live on air, just before we finish, Chris Bart-Williams, they're going to try and release on a free transfer.
Can we see if Woodhouse is available for loan or anything?
From Valanciunas, we'll try and get him back.
Just on loan, just so I can play once and then release him again.
We're going to our players out. We can try and loan him. Put in the few months loan, 100%. There we are. And we will save. And there we are. Well, it's been a wonderful show. It's been a strange show. Certainly has. I'm going to try and remember that Ewan Rovers name that was playing for them in the.
It was definitely
Chris McCready, is it something?
McCready?
I think it's McCready. That's my guess there.
Can you search him on this? Will it be some random player?
Evil.
Random place in the database?
It could be, yeah. Because he's Norwegian.
You'd have put him somewhere random, wouldn't you? Like you wouldn't just delete him.
But he's in the Norwegian save. I think he'd be there.
Right,
the Swedish one, no. It is McCready. There we go. Definitely. Lovely stuff. Click the wage, give 100%. Of course it does, yeah. I forgot that, Steve. It's been so long since I've bothered to put a loan in. Fixtures for next time, of course, before we do finish. Yeah, of course. That's really important. Fixtures. Here we go. So we've got the Mega Horse in Europe again next time. So they will be playing against. I can't even see who it is from that point there. No, I can't think off the top of my head who it is. But Boston Flamingos, Fortuna Danglies, Gondor Grove, Aussies Dream Sprungfelt, Pelham Red West, huge match down at the bottom. Division Alley Blues.
Must be Badgers.
It is Badgers, yeah. How did I forget? Tato asked for fixtures. That is a big game there as well. But Boston Flamingos, this is the game where history could be
chased.
Chased or alternatively... Cheers, Tato. Or alternatively, that history could be thrown out, and it would be if he did lose, Fifey loses, it puts a really good position there for Greavesy to do it instead.
Well, from a neutral's point of view, I'm hoping for a draw and
Badgers winning.
If I'm looking at the top 5 or 6, I think I want Grove to win it, and I want Patrick Berger to be Golden Boot.
Patrick Berger, top goal scorer, and Anderton as best assists.
And Grove winners, yeah, that'd be my. If I got to choose in my ideal world right now, that would be it.
There's the team of the week. I'm just going to make sure I did save after Bart-Williams. I don't think I did.
And Lee Hughes breaks his back. That's another thing that would happen in the dream world for me.
Yeah, history would be winning the top division, not Division 2. You're absolutely right. Yeah, you can't win the second tier or something and claim that it's a champion, of everything. So, yeah, that's absolutely right. Tato to win Swemp and a Super League at the same time. Yeah, exactly the same minute, because by the time the season finishes, it'll probably be the same time. Thank you again, Dimple. It's been quality as ever.
No problem, mate.
And we might get you on before the end of the season. There's 10 matches left, so you never know. But
hopefully, yeah. Because it's going to be the last one ever, possibly, for me next time. So let's chase some history.
Good night, everyone. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.